ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to cold. Hi there, I am Lisa, the ukulele fool, foolishly believing that our challenges should come in small little packages. Most of Blue Moon is really easy. It's C, A minor, F, and G7. Then you do that over and over again. Yeah. So let's learn the strum that I'm using. It is a 2-beat strum that I put in kind of a swing rhythm, or some might call it a shuffle rhythm. It's a down, down, up. But that down, up is not equally divided. The first down of that last down up is a little bit longer than the other one. It's not half, it's like 2/3 for this one and then a third for the other one. Yeah. And you might be going shoo-doo-be-doo, doo-be-doo, doo-be-doo, doo-be. In fact, grab your ukulele. You just don't want me talking at you. Let's do it together 4 times through. I'll do it at a slower practice tempo. Yeah, like I should talk slower too. 1, 2, ready, begin. C, A minor, F, G7, C, down, up, A minor, down, up, and C, doo-be-doo, doo-be-doo, doo-be-doo. One more time, C, that gets you through at least 70% of the song. So let's talk about that last 30%. This song has 2 sections, and the second section is where all the tough stuff is crammed into. Is it a chorus? I wouldn't call it a chorus. I'd be more highfalutin classical talk and call it a B section. So here's what the first 2 lines of the B section look like, and it doesn't present a whole lot of challenges, but let's talk about the 2 challenges. So it starts out with a D minor, and D minor is simply an F with an extra finger added. You need to do a little raising up here of the hand so that you can get 2 fingers in the same fret, on different strings though. Then you go to a G7, and that's, you just hop these 2 fingers over like that. And then you have a C and a minor. In the second line, we've got our first strum that is 4 beats long. You've got a C there. I've got it color-coded in yellow in my chord chart and in the play-along. And you could do an island strum on it. Down, down, up, down, up. It gives it a little extra push to get you into the next line. You could just do 2 of the shuffle strums. Just know that you've got to do 4 beats there. So here's our first challenging chord. It is an F minor. Index finger on the G string, 1st fret, and middle finger on the E string, 1st fret. Now, I like to use my pinky to get to the A string, 3rd fret. Why? Well, because I don't want, if I stretch, I tend to get these fingers out of whack. So I have just learned that it's better to have a strong pinky. So that's how I do it, but you could, if you could do it this way, if your hand's bigger than mine, that works as well. The next challenging chord is a B flat. I know, cringe. Okay, I use my index finger on the E and A string, and I roll it a little bit up towards the nut here, so I get more of my bony part of my finger, and yeah, my fingers are bony, in contact with the string. Then you've got to reach over with your middle finger to the 2nd fret of the C string, and you have to make sure that you're not touching these 2 strings there. And then lastly, ring finger's got to go over to the 3rd fret of the G string, and again, you can't let that fall down. There is another way to do it. You can bar the entire 1st fret and then play an A chord underneath it. So first finger, your middle finger goes here, 2nd fret, and then 3rd fret here on the G string. So basically it's an A chord. So that's a good way to practice. Start playing your A chord like this to get this in place. The last thing I want to say about the B flat is I move my thumb. And I move my thumb from being kind of this position to being that position. And that gives me more scrunch power, more plier strength. My whole hand kind of comes in towards the neck there, so I can really cinch it down. So that's the B flat, and we got to go from that F minor to a B flat. So let's practice that a few times, just down strums. Here we go. Nice and slowly. 1, 2, ready. Again, F minor and B flat, and F minor and B flat, F minor and B flat, F minor and B flat, again, F minor and B flat. Now let's do it with the strum, and I'm going to show you a cheat. The strum is down, down, up. On that up, when you're doing that F minor, down, down, up, do an A minor 7, no fingers involved here, and that gives you a chance to shift your hand and your thumb to get in place for the B flat. So let's try the F minor to B flat with the strum. 1, 2, nice and slowly. F, down, up, B flat, down, up, ready, again. F, down, up, B flat, down, up, ready, again. F, down, up, B flat, down, up. Here is just a little practice tip. Rome was not conquered in a day, and there is nothing wrong with stopping this video and saying, I want to learn how to do this, and spending some time at it. Couple things, the rules that a good musician knows is one is that tackling the same problem day after day in small little doses so you minimize frustration and you help build those muscles in a sane way so that you're not doing any damage to your hand, because that's bad. Do it like for 2 minutes a day. Just say, you know, for the next 10 days, I'm just going to spend 2 minutes a day with that chord transition, and I promise you it will get better. It will feel more comfortable. You will make progress over that time. Just show up every day and do it. Set a reminder on your phone, the alarm goes off, and you go like, okay, you know, it's time to do my F minor to B flat. You will get better, trust me. From the B flat, you need to go to an E flat. So again, you've got a big hand shift. You've got B flat, and then I need to shift because I've got to get these 2 fingers here in the 3rd fret of the C and E strings. So you're going from this, I'll show you down this way, a crunched hand position to one where it's elevated and my elbow gets involved and comes up too. So let's practice that transition slowly. 1, 2, here we go. B flat and E flat, B flat and E flat again, B flat and E flat and B flat and E flat and B flat and E flat, B flat and E flat. Oh, and you probably noticed I've got a low G string. You know, I have an Amazon store that I've got linked down in the description box, and if you'd like a low G on your instrument as well, I have a low G and a high G instrument that are my 2 favorite instruments, and so I use them all the time. I've also got a link in my Amazon store to this instrument, which I adore. Let's practice going from the B flat to the E flat with the strum and with that A minor 7 cheat. 1, 2, here we go. B flat, down, up, E flat. Do it again. B flat, down, up, E flat, down, up, do again. B flat, down, up, E flat, down, up. One more time. B flat, down, up, E flat, down, up. And everything I said about practicing tips applies to this combination too. The other challenges, Like I said, there was two-part challenge to that E flat. Well, it happens also on the C and the G7. I've got them color-coded in the chord chart, and those are 4-beat chords as well. So my suggestion is to do an island strum. Let's practice that second section in its entirety. I've got a timestamp here, so when you want to return to this section, you can. So 1, 2, and here we go. D minor, G7, and C, and A minor, D minor, and G7, and island strum, and F minor, B flat, and E flat, island strum, and G, and D, and island strum. One more time, and D minor, G7, and C, A minor, D minor, and G7, and island strum, and F minor, B flat, and E flat, island strum, and G, and D, and G7, island strum. Okay, and so every time in the chord chart, and I'd hope you want to get a chord chart and become a patron. It means you're supporting this channel, because if you think I make enough ads to support, keep the lights on and everything with, ad funding on YouTube for a small channel like this just isn't going to cut it. It is my delightful, wonderful, supportive Patreon community that does that for me. Thank you so much to all my patrons, and I've got lots of great rewards for you, including over 200 chord charts if you'd like to become a patron. I've got one last little style tip for you. Some of the chords at the end of phrases could use a little extra punch. You're not singing during them, so my suggestion is that you do them with a split island strum. To do a split island strum, I'm going to do it with a C and a C7 as it happens in the chord chart. And you're going to go 2 downs on the C, and then when you're first up, you switch to the C7. Up, up, down, up. So I'll do that again. Down, down, switch, up, down, up. It also happens with an F and a G7. So it sounds like this. F, down, switch, down, up. 1, 2, I'll do it again. F and G7. Split island strum is super useful, and I color-coded them in blue in the chord chart. Richard Rodgers and Lorenz Hart wrote this song in 1930. Yep, I'm checking in my notes, 34. So it has really proven the test of time. It is a favorite in like the cabaret world. People are singing those kind of lounge songs, and they had a whole string of hits they wrote for Broadway. And some of their songs have really endured, like My Funny Valentine, Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. Did I say all those B's in the right order? As another one of their songs, The Lady is a Tramp. They had a long, successful, collaborative working relationship. But unfortunately, Lorenz Hart had failing health issues. And so Rodgers started branching out using other lyricists because, he had to make a living. And eventually, 9 years later, I think, is that true? Yes, 9 years after this song, Lorenz Hart passed away. And Richard Rodgers teamed up with Oscar Hammerstein. Does that sound like, ringing a bell? Rodgers and Hammerstein? Well, they were truly successful musical writers. Probably their very most famous musical was The Sound of Music, but they also did Oklahoma, which is right up there as well. The South Pacific. I mean, talk about hitting some hard social issues in their musicals. The King and I, a lot more issues like economic class, and Cinderella. I don't think. Yep. There's economic issues in that one too. So, great, meaningful musicals. Is there a musical that you'd like me to do that some musical tunes, show tunes? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's go along to the play along. Ooh, that's what the scene will sound like when you come in. Ooh, 1, 2, ready. to care for. And then suddenly appeared before me, the only one my arms would ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Suddenly appeared before me, the only one my arms would ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Ooh, no, I'm no longer alone without a song in my heart, without a love of my own. Ooh, how did you do? I really hope that this helps you on your ukulele journey. That is the sole purpose for me getting in front of this camera. Thanks again to all my patrons. You know, when I look at this camera, I truly see your faces and want to, so thankful for your support and so glad that I can help you in a meaningful way. What other show tunes should I do? And, YouTube should be showing you Heart and Soul here. That's another great song with managed challenges in it. And that doo-wop progression that this song uses, so you've already got half of it learned. All right, see you in the next video.